Open this morning, some FEMA workers in North Carolina are working from secure locations after the workers received threats while aiding North Carolina following Hurricane Helene.
And a man was arrested on Monday and is now facing terror charges. Doug Luzader joins us live from Washington with more on what this means for recovery efforts.
Doug, good morning to you. Let me start off by asking you the background behind these threats. What is fueling them and the misinformation involved here?
Well, look, I think there's a lot of kind of anger directed outward on this. I think there's a lot of criticism directed toward FEMA about its response to this. These are a couple of huge storms between Helene and Milton that FEMA is having to deal with, particularly Helene, because it is so widespread in states that oftentimes don't really deal, and in areas that don't often deal with hurricane damage. And, wind is one thing, flooding is something else, and the response there is going to last for years, probably.
Yeah, and when you talk about a response lasting for years, you just hear cha-ching, cha-ching. So let's talk about FEMA funding. They had already said before Milton that they were going to have issues with more funding as time went on. So we're getting major estimates now that we've had Helene and Milton. What is the plan in Washington?
Well, right now, what FEMA and its overseeing department, the Department of Homeland Security, say that they have what they need to get through this current time period. Now, Congress is going to be coming back later in the month, so we may see new appropriations. Congress just gave FEMA $20 billion for its disaster relief fund to continue its operations. And right now, they're okay. Now, what they're saying is that should another disaster come upon us, and we're at the tail end of it, but we still are in hurricane season, that they may need some additional money. There have been some calls for Congress to come back. There's no indication that's going to happen ahead of their scheduled return later on in the month.
And Doug, how do you foresee this, if at all, impacting the November election, which is just a few weeks away at this point?
Well, a couple of ways. First of all, we've seen in the past the way disasters can have a big impact on an incumbent administration. Now, is Kamala Harris considered an incumbent? She's certainly trying to position Trump as the incumbent because he's held the office before. So that's where things get a little muddled here. Now, the other issue has to do with actually getting to the polls. I mean, when you start talking about critical states like Georgia and especially North Carolina, how are some of those people going to be able to vote, just given the kind of hit that infrastructure has taken in the western part of the state? That's going to be a critical question in this election.
Yeah, if you have mules carrying supplies to people, you wonder how people are going to get to polls. Thank you, Doug Luzader. We appreciate your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow.